or he just?
No, it's just, you know that shit, but like, we just.
Hey, you doing an interview right
That's
now?
my brother, also, that's like. And we signed, they gotta do blood, so paper that shit up there, you know?
What you say?
I'm going to y'all. And we signed, they gotta do blood, so paper that shit up there, you know?
What you say?
I'm going to y'all.
Lil Durk asked the question in Pellico, the song that he made, how could I sacrifice Vaughn? I'm the only one that reached for his hand. However, Vaughn said before he passed away, his unreleased written song, I'm the type they'll sacrifice just for a better living. After Vaughn passed away, Durk received a better living, was hanging around certain people that was of a profile, high celebrity status, Swiss Beats and Diddy and all these other major artists within the industry. You can't ever try and play ignorant, him saying, how can I sacrifice Vaughn? I'm the only one that reached for his hand, when Vaughn said himself in his unreleased written song, I'm the type they'll sacrifice just for a better living. See Durk hanging around certain people. Nah, Vaughn was trying to tell us something.
I don't care what nobody says, Lil Durk sacrificed
Durk.
King Von and his brother.
Where was your mind when you heard the news of your friend Vaughn passing away on November 6, 2020? The loss of your brother on June 6, 2021. I can only imagine how painful that must have been.
Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Let's get high, yeah, you know I'm about to roll. Let's get please, yeah, you know I gotta pull. Let's live life, live once I'm about to turn up. Get fly, oh for sure it's about to go up. Roll my blunt and pass my lights.
Family, y'all seen the intro. Y'all seen the intro. Y'all heard the intro. Von said it himself. They're signed in blood. Now, I don't think Durk felt the way Von felt about Durk. Pause. I really don't. It was too many discrepancies within the situation, but what really put it in perspective for me, and a lot of people really ignored this, but in the Back in Blood video, why was Durk the only one in all red? Make it make sense. Now, it's going to be a clip in here where they're going to talk about Von and D-Thang's death being on the 6th of their month. And leading into the almost healed, it brought another 6 to make him finally healed. Come on, man. This dude ain't losing everybody around him in coincidence. Anyways, we're going to review and react to a few clips. I do want to thank y'all for being here. Take this time to let me know where you're from, how long you've been here, and what made you tap in. Let's get to the content.
Now, I know y'all probably wondering why I stopped it on that part, man. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm picking a side. I'm going to let y'all debate. But at one point, they said King Von was beefing with Durk's cousin. And he did say he ended up in that wood. So if y'all think about it, Rondo Quando's still walking around and nobody else died. The only person that's in that wood is King Von. They was talking about a sacrifice, but I'm going to act like I don't know nothing and y'all debate on it, man.
All right, this is the truth about King Von's death. And I know some people gonna probably try to discredit this video or try to say I'm crazy, but this is what really happens. This is what they do in that lifestyle. And if you want to be a part of that lifestyle, you got to be willing to submit and do the necessary initiation to get in there. And it's blood in and blood out. That's how it go.
Do y'all really think Von knew that he would be a let's see, how do I say? Do y'all think that he knew? I'll just say it like that. Now, I don't know if Von put that stuff in the verse or wrote it down after the FBG Duck statement, where bro told him, you're going to be a sacrifice for the Illuminati. Put it in a song and told him. But it was mighty eerie that it was in his notepad that he said, I'm the type that y'all would sacrifice for a better life. And then look what happened to him.
Whether you like it or not, that's the honest truth. That's why so many artists try to be independent, because they don't want to have to sell their soul for no money. But the reason why King Von died is because he was a final blood sacrifice. And the person that sacrificed him was his best friend, was supposed to be his best friend. But they've been knowing each other since they was kids. And, you know, it's a saying, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies closer. But it only works when you know that's an enemy. But your best friend, you would never think that's your enemy. So this is where everything came to play.
I don't think it was by coincidence that this happened to Von. And then we just seen a whole shift in Dirk's energy, his traffic, his delivery. You would have thought this boy had Von's notepad. Now, a lot of people correlate that to Kayla B and how she had to get that hard drive and take it to Dirk and this and that. We don't know what was on that hard drive. We don't know what Dirk could have allegedly maybe even used for himself. But his flow did change, and he was the hottest he's ever been.
And the person that sacrificed him was also trying to be an up-and-coming artist, and he was trying to get to that certain status. In order to get to that certain status, you have to sacrifice people. In the industry, you have to sacrifice somebody. And it can't just be anybody. It has to be people you love and know and have known for a long time. And the person I'm finna say is probably going to trigger a lot of people because, yes, Lil Durk was involved with King Von's death. And to prove this more to you, look at all the people that has died around Lil Durk as his elevation to stardom. You know what I'm saying? He had his own cousin die. His best friend died. And they all died in some type of shooting. That's not a coincidence. Those were sacrifices. Those were people he loved and cared about. So they had to be sacrificed for him to reach the next level. And King Von's death was the final one to get to that ultimate level of status.
I'm going to tell you something about Dirk and his situations and other Chicago artists. It would be too easy to pull these things off because we know the climate there in Chicago. We know the lives that these people live and what they say they stand for. So to make one thing look like another thing, wink, wink, it would be real easy. It would be very easy to do that. And that goes back to what Gyla said. They take you out how you live. Because it's easier to blame it on street life than ascending in your endeavors or whatnot. Real talk.
And right after that death, which happened on the 6th of November, it's not a coincidence in dates. They do them on certain days for certain reasons. His stardom went elevated. Like, he blew the hell up. Like, he went from Lil Durk to, like, international man real fast right after that death. And it's not a coincidence. And they do that in the industry. And people really be thinking that some of these celebrities were never exposed to the industry. The ones that are on the top right now that done the most fucked up shit or sacrificed the most people in the world, they all knew each other or had some type of exposure to the industry at a young age. And the list goes on. And it's always somebody in their circle that is a part of the initiation, that's a part of that group, a part of the Illuminati. They're around everywhere in the industry.
Now, everything is alleged in this video. We're just reviewing and reacting to clips. But I feel like D-Thang's situation, like, out of all the situations, that would be the one situation that I could feel would be mostly related to some street stuff. But I do think Dirk benefited more from Von. Now, a lot of people don't know Dirk had been out since probably 2012 or 13. And bro was on with French for a while, fell off, somebody picked him back up. So it wouldn't surprise me that he'd be in a position to where he'd feel like he would do anything to keep this. And if you listen to some of his music, I don't know if it was on the album with Lil Baby, what they did together. I think the song is called Please. But Dirk talks about how his wife, India, is an EFI, and that's what she practices. Now, EFI, Beyonce's EFI. If I ain't mistaken, Rihanna might be EFI. Do your homework, y'all. Real talk. Do your homework and look this stuff up. Don't take my word for it.
When you heard the news of your friend Vaughn passing away on November 6, 2020, the loss of your brother on June 6, 2021, I can only imagine how painful that must have been.
Now, we're going to end this video on that note. No, we're not. I got one more clip I want to put in here. But I reinserted that clip because 11/6/2020, 6/6/2021. Now, Alicia Keys, I'm not going to even go into depth on her, but that statement could have been summed up like this: the passing of your friend the passing of your brother, it was imperative, totally imperative that they put those dates in there, because those dates are symbols. Believe it or not,